How often do you find yourself lost in endless thought, wondering which path is the right one to take in life, or weighed down by worries about the past and future? In those moments, have you ever considered that perhaps God wants you to simply be silent? That the answer you seek might not come from overthinking or anxiousness, but rather from stilling your mind and opening your heart to God's guidance. God does not want us constantly grasping for control or understanding with our limited human perspective. He wants us to have faith that even when we cannot see the way, His plan is perfect. He speaks to us not just with words, but also through moments of calm and peace. By being silent, we make space to truly listen for God's voice deep within our soul. We quiet the noise of this world so that we can hear God whispering words of comfort, hope, and direction. True silence allows us to be fully present in each moment, instead of distracted by what was or what may be. It helps us appreciate each day as a gift from God, rather than anxiously awaiting what tomorrow may bring. God knows that we often seek answers through frantic thought and action, when really the solution lies in accepting what is out of our control and trusting in Him completely. By being still, we acknowledge our need to rely on God's wisdom rather than our own limited understanding. We open our minds to seeing situations from His eternal perspective instead of only through the filter of our temporary human experience. Silence is how we tune into God's frequency and view circumstances as He views them, rather than getting caught up in illusions of impermanence. It allows us to let go of our perceived problems and place them gently in God's hands. Rushing through life in constant distraction prevents us from connecting deeply with God on an intimate level. It obscures our natural awareness that He is present within us at every moment, providing constant guidance, comfort, and strength if we only pause to recognize Him. God does not want us anxious or afraid. He wants us at peace. And peace is found not through chasing external satisfaction, but through drawing near to the infinite inner calm and perfection of God. True silence is going within to that sacred place where there is no lack or discontent, because one knows they rest eternally in God. God invites us each day to sit quietly, put aside the busyness and simply be with Him. To look inward and find Him there rather than always outward seeking. He fills our cup through stillness and presence more than any amount of frantic activity ever could. By silencing both outer and inner noise, we give God space to reshape our perception and help us see that what seems like problems are merely opportunities to strengthen our faith. Difficult periods are not punishments from God, but chances to turn fully to Him in trust, knowing He will use all things for our good. Absolute trust in God comes from peace within, and that peace comes from being silent long enough to recognize His gentle, loving governance of all things. Doubt, anxiety, and overthinking keep us focused outward on temporary, fleeting things, while silence redirects our gaze inward to the only thing that truly endures, our eternal connection to God. As we spend time in stillness daily, God reminds us through whispers in our heart that He is in control, that while we have freedom to choose our path, He has already ordained the perfect outcome according to His perfect will and timing. This realization frees us from worry and compulsion so that we can walk through each moment fully embracing His presence and enjoying life as the greatest gift He offers. God wants us to be silent, so we remember our natural state is one of joyful communion with Him. To live constantly engrossed in outer distractions is to remain oblivious to the infinitely beautiful reality that He is closer to us than our own breath, more intimate than any human relationship could ever be. True silence allows this truth to resonate through our whole being, filling us with a peace that emanates from knowing our deepest essential self is none other than pure divine love, that which is God. As we withdraw inward regularly through stillness and reflection, we peel back layers of conditioning and reclaim our natural remembrance that we are not transient physical beings in a material world, but eternal souls on a sacred journey with God. So whether you feel burdened with life's challenges or simply seeking deeper fulfillment, consider making space for regular silence as God invites. Silence is how we let go of perceived problems and open fully to God's care. It is how we move from anxious thoughts about what may come to a place of inner assurance that God's plan for us is perfect. When you feel restless or uncertain, be still and look inside. There you will find a calm, loving God already holding you in this very moment and in every moment to come. He wants to guide you and comfort you, but first gently asks you simply be silent for a while so that you may feel and know His eternal presence within. In closing, I encourage you to reflect on how God may be guiding you through stillness each day. Silence has the power to transform our perspectives and help us see beyond surface-level problems to underlying spiritual lessons. It allows an infinitely loving God to reassure our souls that even when the path forward seems unclear, walking by faith with Him means trusting in a plan too beautiful for our minds to fully grasp. While outer distractions will always be tempting, regularly making space for inner quiet time and reflection will keep you anchored in peace. Through silence, you can strengthen your connection to the divine, gain inner clarity, and remember your true nature as an eternal spiritual being, having a human experience rather than the other way around. In hectic moments, gently returning focus within will remind you that no matter what challenges arise, a compassionate God who created all of existence just to share love with you is right by your side each step of the way. Though the benefits of stillness seem simple, living fully aligned with this spiritual practice can transform your perspective in powerful ways. It offers reassurance that even when your limited view sees hardship, an all-knowing God sees only opportunity to grow closer to Him. I encourage you to make silence a daily habit and discover its gifts of reduced anxiety, increased gratitude, and a life fueled by faith in God's perfect plan rather than circumstances alone. Most of all, use stillness to remember that in each breath, with every heartbeat, the love, peace, and presence of a compassionate Creator sustain your entire being. May you find renewed strength and direction through God's gentle whispers in your silence each day.